About a year ago, in this very spot, I just completed a video blog shortly after we started to emphasise the importance of high-vis and video cameras for protection. And at the end of that video log, I sort of look back at how much awareness we've managed to spread, how much information we've managed to get out onto social media in a big way, talking millions of views of certain videos. I think everyone knows that we've gone from being road victims, and being bullied on the roads to asserting ourselves and standing up and saying, look, enough is enough. We're done now. And horse riders did that collectively through sharing, petition signing, and it was a huge effort from hundreds of thousands of people, everyone playing a part. Not before time, the British Horse Society decided to provide some assistance shortly after we'd publicised their lack of action. The statistics that we received from the British Horse Society showing the number of road incidents which exploded in 2011 and has stayed high ever since. The British Horse Society was sat on those statistics and did very little. Is the fact that it's a registered charity, and yet the figures that I looked at for 2012 and their online accounts, which have to be published because of their charitable status, show that the chief executive received around £200,000. And remember, this is a charity. A £200,000 salary on a charity in 2012, the amount of money that went through that charity, was £8 million, of which 2.6 million was paid out in salaries. Having been shamed into taking action, they've produced a national TV campaign, social media campaign, and thank you very much, BHS. We're very grateful. It's really better late than never. But the measure of your real commitment is, will you keep this going? Will the British Horse Society keep this going now? It shouldn't be the responsibility of individuals to have to make the roads safer. In my opinion, the British Horse Society lost its focus and became more concerned about increasing and generating revenue streams. And that's a shame. That's a pity that is more important than the lives of those hundreds of thousands of subscribers who pay us every year for various memberships and qualifications. Massive amounts, and millions of pounds are generated. Anyway, there you go, BHS. We're watching you. We're going to be seeing what you do now. And please don't imagine for 1 second that we're just going to say, right, the BHS have done their bit. That's it now, we don't have to worry about that, they've done it. But you haven't. And horse riders in other countries all over the world have looked at what we've done, and they're asking the question, who's going to do this for us? And my response usually is, well, all you need to get started is Facebook, social media in general, and some good quality video cameras. That's how we started. We are seeing an attitude change in general on the roads. Prior to August last year, we were reporting incidents to the police on a monthly basis, nearly all of which were followed up. But we've had nothing to report since the end of last August. We haven't needed to contact the police because the standard of driving, the care shown by motorists has increased massively. And we've always talked about the breakdown of motorists being, 75% of motorists were always good people before, always careful people before. There was maybe 20-25% who just were totally unaware of their safety obligations around horses on the road, and Section 215 specifically. We've reached a lot of them now. We've reached a lot of people in that bracket who don't want to injure horse riders or horses, but just haven't been shown what to do. And if the town dwellers and don't meet horses very often, and haven't been trained in the driving test about how to pass them, then there are going to be tragedies, because the UK standard driving test is just not fit for purpose. A person passing their test for the first time can do so and be allowed out on the roads despite never having been out on rural roads with all the hazards that they have, and the higher speeds and the narrower carriageways and so on. And yet, between 2007 and 2014, there were just under 10,000 deaths on rural roads. The amount of deaths on urban roads and motorways combined was only just over 7,000. And yet this government is talking about putting motorway driving skills into the driving test as a tested module. And yet still no mention of rural roads. The UK driving test needs some work. You're just going to have to make some changes. It just needs the will. It just needs the powers that be to say, yeah, okay, 10,000 deaths on rural roads between 2007 and 2014, in the same period only 980 on motorways. Wake up. The safe passage past horses is not covered in the non-standard driving testing systems such as HGVs, such as bus drivers. No mention at all, and we wonder why. You've got bus drivers who may not have seen horses very much frequently, never mind on the road, suddenly encounter one and they've no idea what to do. What we're left with is the dangerous hardcore that we've all encountered mouthing off on social media. All the usual rubbish. Horses shouldn't be on the road. Oh, thanks for your opinion. Horses leave horse shit on the road. Well, yeah, they do. But a Google search of incidents, slides, accidents, collisions caused by horse shit on the road brings up 0 results. This hardcore 5%, with their bad attitudes, their dangerous attitudes, and their belief that their opinion overrides the rules of the road and common sense. Well, we might not be able to help them, but what we can do is isolate them and show people what they are. Because right now, that roughly hardcore 5% of drivers who believe that they can force horses off the road with dangerous behaviour, they're under the spotlight now. We're all looking at them and they don't like it one bit. And I'm grateful to every single person that did something for this campaign. Debbie Smith's publicity drive has had huge success. She's in big demand by BBC radio stations and TV stations. Still making progress, we're still moving on. We're meeting with freight transport associations and Society for the Prevention of Accidents. So how far have we come? Further than I could ever have imagined a year ago.